remember I had moved to a new town, and I was actually looking in the paper for a job, which is something I never do because usually, like, I know somebody or I don't know. There's a couple other things I've done, like I'll drive around and just see where certain things are in certain neighborhoods and see where I'd like to work and see what's going on, but kind of get a feel for it. I'll tell that job story once. Actually, there's two of them like that. Well, more. But anyways, I hadn't gotten around to doing any of that kind of stuff yet, and I was actually having looked in the paper, and there was a job for a psych tech. Okay, so that's like kind of it's I don't even know how to explain it. You work with patients that have mental illness, and you work with them to develop life skills of different varieties that they're trying to get help for. And at this particular place too, it was kind of like a halfway house. So if you had been ordered to like to fulfill your parole or something, getting out of your sentence, that it was like ordered by the court that you had to spend a certain amount of time in this particular facility, and then after a certain amount of time, and sometimes like certain people would have to have like gone to a certain number of meetings of different varieties and that kind of thing, and just done other things as far as like showing that they're getting a job, just reestablishing themselves back into society and that kind of thing. So that was the other half of it. Well, I remember when I got the phone call back, because I had applied for it, and you had to go through all these really weird things to get this job, obviously, because, if you're going to be working with this segment of the public, it's pretty difficult. So, they have to, screen everybody. So I remember when I got the phone call that the lady had said, so we got your application, and we just wanted to know if we could offer you this job. Are you interested in working with mentally ill, mentally handicapped, and parolees? And I said, yes, actually I am. And then I heard in the back of my head, oh my gosh, what did I just say? Why did that sound so incredibly appealing to me? I will never, ever know. But it just seemed like someone was saying, hey, you want to take the bus or take a cab? It felt like that simple to me. Oh, we'll take the cab. Oh, sure, I'll work with those people. It was like, it was not even a consideration. And then when I hung up the phone, I was like, what did I just do? What did I just. So I remember when I had to learn all of the different like discretionary measures that you have to take, um, you know, because of legalities and for health reasons too, because you're basically having access to all kinds of very sensitive material about this person, and you have to use the utmost discretion as far as who they are and releasing of information and all different kinds of things. And there really is a legal precedent too. It's called HIPAA. Anyway, even without that, we had to provide like observation notes, which, got put into their file that served, for their doctors and also different people who were taking care of their case if it was a parolee. And I loved that job. I had that job for 3 years, and I would have to say it was probably one of the most fulfilling jobs I've ever had in my life. I absolutely just loved each and every one of those people, no matter how bananas they were, no matter, whatever they had done to go to prison and come out. I didn't care. Just everything about the facility as far as what was going on there, and just how people work their way to different segments of their life. I just really loved being part of that. I don't know why. And I remember certain things about it that are quite odd. Um, like when we were leaving town, I went to visit everybody and say goodbye, and they all knew I was pregnant, and I had to hug them all. They had to hug me and stuff, and then when I finally moved, I had sent them postcards and stuff. But being there and developing those relationships with those people, I felt just, I don't, I know it sounds corny to say I felt honored, but I really did, because getting to see a person when they're in a position in their life where they can kind of forge forward and do something amazing, do something different, it's a pretty exciting place to be. And unfortunately, I can't tell all these like little wonderful stories of just these amazing like steps that people would take, that you knew what things meant to a person when it was a monumental difference that they were making in their life. So I'll just say it like that. And I would see those little efforts, and my heart would just swell for those people, and I would smile and I would say something. Not that it wasn't a challenging job, because it absolutely was. I mean, and it happens in any job. People will push you, staff and clients, whatever. But somehow that always forged a, a more honest and deep relationship. I mean, and sometimes they're just, just trying to find out how far can they push you. um, and yeah, it was interesting to see the different ways they would do it. Full moons were always difficult. I'll tell you that. And like all the things that people say about full moons, it's absolutely true. I mean, I've just watched some of the strangest things go on. And, I just remember I would look over at my coworker and I would say, full moon, huh? Yeah, why did I elect to work on this day? It's like someone had to take a day off and I had to take that day. But, I don't know, just even certain things like when a client would approach the desk and just ask for something. To be in that position, it just, as an adult, when you have to ask for something like that in another place, if they were in another way or something, they wouldn't have to, I don't know, whatever it was, to use the phone or cigarettes or whatever. And I used to think about, when I was in school or something, if I had to ask to go to the bathroom as a kid, you get the little pass or whatever. It's kind of like that, but I was thinking, wow, as an adult, that must suck to a certain degree. It's like, gosh. So I would always try to, afford that kindness, because I kind of understand what that must feel like, and I never wanted to, I don't know, make them feel worse for it, but just be relaxed about it and say, okay, yeah, this, that, whatever. I loved that job. I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but I do miss it, and I miss those people a lot. Good people.